Aloha, I'm Jack Dugan with Pacific Media Group in Maui now. Today I sit down with Mayor Michael Victorino and Judge Richard Bisson to ask them some questions about important issues facing us all here in Maui County. Okay, the last question. This is about water rights. There was strong public testimony in support of establishing a water authority to possibly take over the East Maui irrigation system. However, a recent auditor report said that the cost to implement this is unknown and the EMI system is quite complex. Do you support the county looking into acquiring EMI, and how much county money is reasonable to spend on a water authority?
Well, we've looked at different water sources in the past. Wailuku Water Company, which I have made offers and they've turned us down. So I'm not sure what the cost or what kind of offer would be acceptable to the EMI or A&B who owns much of that system. Or at least controls the system. I don't say they own it, because a lot of that water system that we're talking about with EMI is coming off of public lands. The diversions come off of public streams and public entities. And so they have had a lease to take care of that system. And we needed a lot of water back in the day, and it was a marvelous feat of engineering to bring water from East Maui to Central Maui. But today we have better systems. We need to have more piping and other systems that will make sure that we don't lose as much water as we have in the past. The other part of this issue is I want everybody at the table. I want the East Maui taro farmers, other farmers, ranchers, the residents of East Maui, Mahipono, EMI, A&B. Everybody has to be at the table to make sure this water authority works and works the way it should work. That everybody gets what they deserve and no waste is occurring. Finally, we've had a real push to restore our streams because we realize how this water diversion has affected our fisheries. And so the oopu and the opai and other fish that near shore have not thrived like they used to because there's no water coming down the stream or little water at all. So we know one of the biggest thing is we need to divert the water, not divert the water, I mean, we need to make sure that the water we use is used properly, and like the aha system is to make sure that we reuse the water as it comes down the mountain. And so when it gets to the ocean, it is utilized again to rehatch and to replenish our fisheries. This is really important. So what I'm saying now is this water authority needs to be countywide, not just in East Maui. And to purchase that, I would be in favor of it, but it has to be a collaborative effort between myself, the county, and the rest of the people of Maui County, because they are the benefactors of it, and I want to make sure they are at the table to make sure it works.
Thank you. Next question. This is about water rights.
I don't know if the county would, well, let me first start that water is the most important resource we need on our island, and it has to be a top priority for any leader. I think that with regard to your specific question, the issue of acquiring the permit or the license from the state is something that the county should definitely consider. I think the county should control the water. I don't know if the county is set up to manage the water system. Controlling water means the decision making. Controlling water means allocation, distribution. The management part is the transmission, taking care of the physical apparatus, taking care of it. It's about 75 miles of water line that we're talking about, and that's a long stretch. It stretches over private land, government land. So again, it's a very complex system, as you say in your question. I think for the county, again, we should control our water. Whether or not we are able to afford what it would take to actually own the system. Again, the system, not really the water. The water is a public trust. I don't know that we can ever actually own the water, but we can own the apparatus that transmits and distributes the water. So I think for us, we should really consider what the auditor's concern was. It's kind of hard and difficult to put a number on it. How much is it going to cost to fix? How much is it going to cost to repair? How much is it going to cost to maintain? How much is it going to cost for employees to watch over that system? And once we become the owners of it, how do we decide on who is paying. What is an equal share to pay? I guess it's on usage, how many gallons you take from the system. But is that going to fall on the residents? Is that going to fall on commercial? Again, these are fair questions to ask, and it would have been helpful if the auditor could have come up with a number so that when people vote on the amendment, they can have a better, more clear idea of what they're voting on. You know, if you say to somebody, "Oh, I want to buy this car," and they go, "Well, how much do you want? How much does it cost?" And they say, "Well, I'll tell you after you tell me you want it." You're like, "Well, I hope I can afford it. I think I know how much cars in this range are, but once you've decided it's yours." I think that's the complexity of it, is not knowing how much it will cost.
Okay, thank you for that.